Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. It is 9 o'clock. Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. My name is Sean Flowerday. I am the chair of the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners. On my left is Vice Chair and County Commissioner Rick Vest and Commissioner Deb Shore. On my right is Commissioner Roma Amundsen and Commissioner Krista Yoakum. So, on the back of the room is location announcement. I always have to find it. There's a copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material can be discussed at today's open meeting, available on the county clerk from the county clerk staff at the front of the hearing room. So, can we go ahead and get started then? First item up is the minutes.
Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approve the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, January 7th, 2020.
I move approval.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundsen,
Yes.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 2 are claims. Approval of all claims processed through January 14th, 2020.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundsen,
Yes.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 3, a special presentation. This is introduction of Susan Tatum, nominee for appointment to the Lincoln, Lancaster County Human Services Keno Prevention Fund Advisory Committee. Sarah Hoyle, Human Services Director.
Good morning. I'm Sarah Hoyle. I'm the Director of Lincoln Lancaster Human Services, and I am excited today to be here with Susan Tatum. She is our newest, hopefully if you vote on it today, our newest Keno Board appointee. All of your appointments that you have to the Keno Advisory Board are made for 3 years. And again, this is the committee that reviews the Keno grants and makes recommendations then to the Joint Budget Committee and then on to you for recommendation for what is funded and so forth. So I will let Ms. Tatum introduce herself then.
Okay. Hi, I'm Susan Tatum. I have been in the human service field for over 25 years here in Lincoln. I have worked for Family Services and Centerpoint, and currently for the last 13 years I've worked for the Lincoln Housing Authority. And as of July, the end of July, I took over as the Tenant Services Manager for the Lincoln Housing Authority. Prior to that, I was in the Family Self-Sufficiency Program. I have written some Keno grants in the past and have managed and monitored them and have enjoyed the opportunity of the funding that is available to the tenants that we serve at the Lincoln Housing Authority, and I'm excited for this opportunity.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Oh, wait.
Well, actually, why don't we go ahead, if that's the conclusion of the special presentation, why don't we jump down to correlating item 5A?
This is under new business, appointment of Susan Tatum to the Lincoln Lancaster County Human Services Keno Prevention Fund Advisory Committee for a term ending December 31st, 2022.
I would move approval of this appointment.
Second.
Third? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we've got a first, second, and third.
And we do appreciate your volunteer service. It's important work that the committee does, and to have your expertise will be very valuable.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Amundsen,
Yes.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
We can return back to the consent items now. Item number 4.
Number 4, consent items. These are routine business items that are expected to be adopted without dissent. Any individual item may be removed for special discussion and consideration by a commissioner or by any member of the public without prior notice. Unless there is an exception, these items will be approved as one with a single vote of the Board of Commissioners. These items are approval of right-of-way contract with U.S. Bank, National Association, Trust Department, Clarence and Elizabeth Weaver Trust, South 134th Street and Princep Road, in the amount of $757. Utility permits with no cost to the county for the following. Number 1917, allowing Windstream, Nebraska to install aerial overlash and underground fiber adjacent to Northwest 48th Street from West Superior to West Fletcher Street, then bore westerly along the south right-of-way of West Fletcher Street. Number 1914, allowing Unite Private Network to install aerial and underground fiber optic cable along South 148th Street right-of-way from Highway 2 to the Village of Bennett. Amendment to grant contract C-17-172 with St. Monica's for Family Treatment Drug Court Track Program. Third amendment to county contract C-19-346 with Zell LLC for additional on-site training for the county's Leadership Academy. Received and placed on file the following reports. Assessor Register Deeds for December 2019. Records and Information Management for December 2019. County Sheriff Report for October through December 2019. Setting the public hearing on Tuesday, February 4th, 2020 at 9 a.m. in Room 112 of the County City Building regarding County Tax Amendment Number 19010 related to animal feeding operations, also known as commercial feedlots, to amend Article 2 definitions, Article 4 AG District, Article 13 Special Permits, and Article 22 General Provisions.
Move approval of the consent items.
I second.
We've got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. New business 5B is approval of Keno Prevention Fund recommendations for 2020.
Good morning again. Sarah Hoyle, Director of Lincoln Lancaster Human Services. The Keno Prevention Funds are 5% of the overall revenue generated from Keno in the city and the county. The funds go to families and children to prevent crisis situations in their lives and in our communities in general. It funds things such as gambling prevention, family violence prevention, behavioral health initiatives, early childhood and youth development, basic needs and self-sufficiency, and then programs for our new Americans. You have attached to the agenda a list of funding recommendations from your Keno Advisory Committee. So I'm here today to ask for approval of these.
I move approval.
I would second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
These are very good programs that they fund in the community. It means a lot.
Is anybody doing any family support through any of these programs? It just seems like that's the kind of stuff that could be, I don't see any
Yeah.
one here that, I mean, except maybe Lutheran Family Services that maybe would be. I just, out of curiosity more than anything else.
Yeah, the Asian Center, the Family Resource Program, is one that provides case management to our new Americans specifically. And then looking through here too, El Centro de las Americas does some family support too for immigrants coming to our community. Family Service Association, somewhat through their behavioral health initiative. And then Legal Aid of Nebraska does provide family support and advocacy for different types of legal services that,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is, of course, is just one of the pools of funds that are administered by our Human Services Department. In addition, of course, the JBC funds and the juvenile justice funds. So they each kind of have a similar but yet distinct focus of each one of the funds.
And I would really like to say that these funds support so many of the nonprofits, and the county absolutely owes a huge thank you to all the people who volunteer on these nonprofits, because it makes an impressive amount of difference for the people who are served. So, as you work with them, please thank them.
Yes, absolutely. And it's amazing. These are small mini grants. All of them are $15,000 or under. But the things that these nonprofit entities are able to do with this amount of funding is exceptional.
It is exceptional.
Thank you for your support of this program.
Bet.
Great. There's no further discussion. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5C is a special designated license application from National Audubon Society, Spring Creek Prairie Audubon Center, for an event at 11700 Southwest 100th Street, Denton, Nebraska, on February 16th, 2020.
I'm Jason, the bird nerd Sansove with Audubon, Nebraska. I'm their education director. We have an event coming up on February 16th called Birds and Brews. It is a new series we've started. This would be our third over the past couple years. Up to about 100 people in our education center to learn about birds, and it's a special partnership we do with the Brewers Guild to try to highlight some local breweries and the importance of clean water, which is important to both birds and people.
That's great.
Jason, you've been involved with this for a while, and
Yes.
you described yourself as the bird nerd.
I do.
You've been a lifelong studier.
I have, ever since I was a kid, and one of my specialties is, kind of trying to find ways to bring conservation to everyone. So that's one of the reasons we created these events, was kind of a new audience, kind of finding a new way to reach new people to learn about birds that I love, but it affects everything, all the habitat and other wildlife that need that too, so.
Mr. Robinson?
And I want to say that I had the biggest thrill on Friday, it was. But anyway, I saw a bald eagle flying over our place. Oh, that was just gorgeous.
They're having a lovely winter. There were 18 at Pawnee Lake just
There were?
a weekend
Oh, my
ago. New
goodness.
Year's Day when I was out there, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I did attend a Birds and Brews event, and it was just a ton of fun. Very amused and learned a lot, too. But I also wanted to say, this is where some of our worlds connect, is you had done an event with the Asian Center, with the
Yes.
seniors?
Yep. 3 now.
And he was able to do bird sounds, bird calls from birds that they would recognize from their native countries, which was pretty impressive.
Thank you.
That's excellent.
Really appreciate your being here this morning. Thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
I would move approval of this.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5D is a request for an exceptional circumstance award under Personnel Rule 17-9, Bracket B, for Sadie Jensen, Community Corrections Coordinator, for a one-step pay increase.
Good morning. Kim Etherton, Director, Lancaster County Community Corrections. I submitted this request to personnel a few weeks ago, and I believe they have recommended approval for it. I just wanted to recognize Zadie for the tremendous amount of time and effort she puts into our drug testing program. All of our programs use this. Drug testing is a huge part of our accountability for all of our programs. She works with part-time staff. There's a lot of turnover in drug testing. Drug testing is not a glamorous job. And she's often working 7 days a week to make sure that there's coverage and never a gap in coverage for drug testing. So this was my way of recognizing all that effort.
Someone who's spent a lot of time fighting the coverage gap in drug testing myself and done hundreds of drug tests.
Right.
I get it. It's not an easy job, so.
We really do appreciate her dedication.
Yeah, I do too. She's an amazing employee. The county should be thrilled to have her, so I am.
I would move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. E is a resolution authorizing installation of traffic control devices in Lancaster County.
I move approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5F is a resolution in a matter of elected official chief deputy salary increases for the 2020 calendar year with an effective date of December 19th, 2019.
Morning. Joe Nigro, Lancaster County Public Defender. I would ask, I talked to you about this on Thursday, and I would ask that you amend the proposed salary for Jennifer Holden to reflect 147,806, which would be the same as Chris Turner. They've been paid this, that position, the Chief Deputy of the Juvenile Division, has been paid the same for a number of years now.
Move approval?
I'll second that. That change.
Are we discussing an amendment, or are you, is your motion to approve it as things stand, or with this amendment? What's your motion?
To approve it with the amendment.
With the amendment to raise Jen?
Yes.
To
Okay.
147,806.
Okay, so we have a, yep, no problem. So we have a motion and a second for the amendment to raise the salary of Jen Holden.
And- okay.
And then, is there any discussion?
For clarification, you're stating that those positions have been equal previously.
Correct. I think for the last 3 years, they've been paid exactly the same, and, you know.
This was a position that Jennifer took for
Margine?
Margine.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. She's worked in our office for 12 years, so, and she just moved up
Right.
when Margine retired.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. G is an agreement with Tyler Technologies, Inc. to provide licenses for software and hosting for the Lancaster County Assessor's Office's appraiser field tablets. The term of the agreement is for 1 year, beginning on the project initiation date. The cost of the county is $13,560.
I move approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 6 is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business not on the agenda may do so at this time. Next is number 7, announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will attend the Tri-County Senate Breakfast on Monday, January 13, 2020, at 8 a.m. at the Nebraska Association of County Officials Office located at 1335 H Street. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will conduct interviews for the Chief Administrative Officer position on January 14, 2020, at 12:30 p.m. in the Human Services Conference Room of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Thursday, January 16, 2020, at 8:30 a.m. in the Bell Oxford Studio of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold its next regular meeting on Tuesday, January 21, 2020, at 9 a.m. in Room 112 of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold 2 public hearings on January 21, 2020, at 9 a.m. in Room 112 of the County City Building for the following: Text Amendment 19009 to amend the Lancaster County zoning regulations by adding conditions to Article 13-014 for campgrounds and amending Article 16-003 for signs. Special permit number 19051 to allow for a campground and related accessory uses on property legally described as Lot 28, located in the northwest quarter of Section 28-12-7, Lancaster County, Nebraska, generally located at the southeast corner of Highway 77 and Davie Road. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live on Link TV City. For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.ne.gov. Meetings are also streamed live on Link TV and can be viewed on YouTube.
Move we adjourn?
Second?
We have a motion and a second for adjournment. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
We are adjourned.